It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on Friday, the 10th day of December 2021, coming to you from Bedford County in Central Virginia. Strange weather here. It was cold again last night, down in 29 or so when I got up this morning. Going up in the 50s today. Tomorrow, it's going to be 70 and then get cold again. So this is what, my grandmother always called this pneumonia weather because, man, that's just ridiculous. 70 degrees tomorrow. I mean, that'll be nice, but that's nuts. So, all right. Today, of course, Friday, December the 10th. Today is National Lager Day. Now, I'm not particularly much on drinking beer or lager. The lager, in case you don't know, it's like beer that's fermented longer. I find it to be a little on the heavy side, but then I'm not much of a beer drinker, so I'm no expert on the matter whatsoever. A lot of my friends, a lot of you guys that watch this program love beer. I mean, I don't dislike beer. I'll have a few every now and then. But I probably in the course of a year, I do no more than about, 6 to 10 beers total for the year. It's a little different when it comes to my cocktails, my bourbon. But anyway, it's National Lager Day. So go have a beer or a lager. If you like the little heavier side of things, have one today. So we do have a few cruise ship sailings as we're getting ready to go into a pretty busy weekend. Down at Port Canaveral, Independence of the Seas sails today, as does the Disney Dream. In Port Everglades, Enchanted Princess gets underway with the Celebrity Equinox right behind her and the Viking Star. In Port Miami, the Scarlet Ladies sails. Freedom of the Seas. I'll be on Freedom of the Seas, 24th of January. She sails today from Miami. Seabourn, Ovation, and the Azamara Quest all sail from Miami. Over in Tampa, Serenade of the Seas. I'll be on her in October. I believe it's October 25th, I think. Galveston, Adventure of the Seas. I'll be on her. Wow. April 15th, I think. And Navigator of the Seas. Maybe Galveston's March. And the Navigator of the Seas from Los Angeles, St. Pedro. I'll be on her in April. But a lot of ships that I'm going to be on are sailing today. How about that? The headlines today: protocol changes for St. Kitts. Royal Caribbean extends the Cruise with Confidence program and a whole lot more. Live at 11. And as I am apt to do, yesterday I screwed up, folks. I did. I said I was going to tell you what the port was because a few of you guessed. I did bar one person from guessing, and that's not Hot Air Tom. That person knew why I barred that person. But anyway, if you have a guest, stick it in the chat room today. I promise, I will reveal the answer today if nobody gets it. I guaranteed I will do that today, folks. So that's our Elizabeth on location port of the day. So, all right, we get to start a new little feature here for the next 10 days or so. Our buddy Bethany Bartley down in Tampa, she was on here, I don't know, about a month ago or so, I guess. But she flew up to Newark, and after a 2-hour delay, she jumped on the plane and got her adventure underway. She arrived in Zurich, Switzerland, where It's cold, but she is in Zurich. Actually, she got in Zurich and then got on a Tesla. How's that for some transportation? And she took a Tesla ride from Zurich to Basel, Basel, Switzerland, where she's going to be for a couple days, and then her river cruise starts from there. She's, of course, a big-time river cruiser, and that's looking across the Rhine River toward the old town of Basel, and the bridge over to Old Town. And this is the Hotel Croft Basel, the one in the middle there, the white one, which is where Bethany's staying until she gets on the riverboat, of course. A little bit of mixed weather, little rain, little snow, little ice, a little bit of everything when she got there. And that's a square over in the old town. She's just an absolutely lovely square. They finally got her room ready in the hotel, and she got to check into that. That's pretty nice digs, folks. So that's a nice room and a good size bathroom for that. So she's got a nice place to bunk in there for a couple days there in the Croft Basel Hotel. This is looking from her room across the Rhine River. And a little further down the river. And then she went out to explore, and this was her first Glühwein, which is a mulled warm wine that helps keep you warm on a chilly day. And this was her first Christmas market. She's going to be doing Christmas markets in a lot of different towns. And this is known as Münsterplatz. Münsterplatz. That's it. And that is in Basel, Switzerland. So we're going to be following Bethany on her adventures here. We'll have some clips and maybe some interviews, depending on how live streams go. From her on this trip, and so she's going to share her trip with us, as many folks have been doing recently. Speaking of that, where is Bubba today? Bubba Schumard. We'll get to Bubba right after this.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
All right, that was... of course, from Scootaround. If you need to rent a scooter or an oxygen concentrator, I have to do both on my cruises, and you contact Scootaround, just give them that code SRN11137, and you'll get the best pricing from Scootaround. You'll also credit to the Chillie's Cruises account, and I make a few shekels on that. All right, our buddy Bubba spent some time they're at sea today. He spent some time last night in BB King's and clowning with some of the staff on board the Eurodam. So this was Chef Cesar making his rounds. Of course, that's Bubba. Hey, Bubba did find out the hard way. If you lose your key, you get a lecture. And he got a lecture from, what was her name? Wow. I don't remember. Kristen, maybe? I don't remember her name. But anyway, she gave Bubba a good hard lecture, which I love that. And this is Bubba clowning with one of the fellows there in BB King's. And one of the entertainers. And then Bubba and one of the, I think he's one of the entertainers also, are trying to look mean at each other. They don't really feel that way, as you can tell by the smile on his face. So that's Bubba on Eurodam. They go into the Panama Canal tomorrow. So that'll be interesting to see what Bubba Schumard and his wife post from the Panama Canal. Now, our buddy Kim is in Malaga today. And of course, that is that Kim did not take that picture because I had this one already loaded. That was of course, the bullfighting ring that we talked about when John was there a couple weeks ago. And that is, in fact, someplace that I have been twice. I've been to 2 bullfights. Now, I would never go again if they still, I think they still do that. But back in the days when I was young and dumb, I went to bullfights and didn't even think anything about it. But anyway, Kim is in Malaga, and that's a lovely scene there along the port, looking out at the beach at Malaga. Of course, it's a little cold for getting out in the water. As you will see, they get a little on the bundled up side. And that's, of course, our Kim. She said there's orange trees everywhere. And they're ready to harvest oranges in Malaga right now, despite the cold spell. That's one of the statues in downtown Malaga. I've been to Malaga twice, I believe it is. Twice or 3 times, maybe. 3 times I've been there. Twice I went to bullfights there. And this is a miniature nativity scene at the cathedral, which Kim and some of the crew visited yesterday. And this looks absolutely fascinating to me. I don't get as goofy about Christmas as a lot of people do in my older age, because it was a rough holiday for me for a number of years, because the way my business worked come Christmas, I was hurting for money, because my business was all, my income was in the summer months, and the football season through the fall, I did okay. But by the time we got to the winter months, I was strapped for cash until we got to New Year. So I was, as a result, this was never that big of a Christmas guy in my older years. It changed a little now. And this was, of course, inside the cathedral there in Malaga. I have also been in there. It's like many of the European cities. The churches and cathedrals are just breathtaking. So if you haven't been and you ever get a chance to go, you'll find out. You'll spend some time in church, and that has nothing to do with your religious background or beliefs or being Catholic or anything else. You're going to go to some cathedrals, and you're going to just be in awe at what you see. And of course, that's Kim all bundled up. It's a cold spell over there. John froze to death. Kim's freezing to death over there too. So it's definitely, even though that's Mediterranean, it's cold. And then they took a carriage ride back to the boat, and I bet that was a little nippy too. I would say. So that's Kim in Malaga, Spain today. That's pretty awesome. All right. So I did see that hot air, Tom. I didn't see if anybody else said this before hot air, but he did guess, said it looked like Aruba or Curacao. That was, of course, the church at Wilmingstead, Curacao. So hot air was correct on that one. We'll go back and look and see if anybody else got that before. Of course, I didn't want Jason to say anything, because if you watch Jason's video on the horizon, he had that church on his video. He showed a clip of that church, and Elizabeth had that in her repertoire of ports from her world travels. So I knew Jason would get it right away. I do have a couple news stories today. St. Kitts, we talked about St. Kitts the other day, but with the new Omicron variant, which had the world scared for a while, but according to the St. Kitts government, the new variant is not more dangerous than the Delta variant. To that end, the government in St. Kitts has decided to take several measures to enhance cruise ship visitors' ability to enjoy the island. At the same time, tourists arriving by air with a negative test will be much better off. The changes are mainly to do with the area around the port for cruise ship traffic. Protective barriers erected at Port Zante will be removed by tomorrow. This will effectively make Port Zante more accessible to local vendors and cruise ship passengers. The other change does not necessarily affect cruise ship passengers. Those flying in by air are no longer required to complete a period of quarantine before being allowed in public areas. The relaxation of measures on St. Kitts and Nevis comes after the island has received record-breaking numbers of cruise ship passengers. If you recall, earlier this week, there were 4 ships in port in one day, 3 celebrities and 1 AIDA. Additionally, locals have been better trained on how to deal with the whole COVID situation in the tourism trade. During November, St. Kitts enjoyed 41,000 visitors from 28 cruise ship calls at Basel. That, of course, is the capital city. For December, this number will increase to more than 60 cruise ship calls. No surprise that the government is doing things that are best to increase the business opportunity for locals.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
Crap. Sorry about that, folks. I just saw that there was no sound. My bad. I wonder when I didn't. When did I lose sound? Did you guys hear the Royal Caribbean story? Anyway, okay, so I was running through everybody that's here, saying hello to everybody. Sorry about the sound issue. Okay, so I am getting now we can hear you. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I know that. I did not catch that it was off. Not sure what did that. I'm going to go back and catch the last story, and it was simply about the Royal Caribbean's. They've extended the Cruise with Confidence program, which it gives you a way out due to COVID, even though they might not give you a cash cancellation and cash money, but you can cancel with no default, no problems, and get cruise credits. And that was is going to be extended. It was supposed to expire December 17th on cruises through April, and it's going to now run on cruises through January 30th. I mean, the extension dates through January 31st for cruises that sail until May 31st. So that is going to take you well into next year. So the program does not allow a full cashback refund. That's what I was trying to get out. It does provide guests the opportunity to rebook the voyage through the use of future cruise credits. Now, back to the chat room. Sorry about that. I went through and told everybody. I see Hot Air says you got the scoot around commercial. That was when I choked. We lost sound when you put up the RC pic. Okay, so that was coming out of the scoot around thing. So I got to watch that when I play the commercial. So my bad, as usual. I screw things up, but I hope you guys stuck with me. Hot Air says if you go to the Bermuda site, it has a good timeline in the information. Google Bermuda cruise travel authorization. So Nikki says she's trying to figure out her timeline for their trip in January. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Sorry about the audio issue there for a couple minutes. I did go back and say hello to everybody, so I'll just say en masse, so I don't go back and do that. I do have to go to PT today. It's, my Friday afternoons, as usual. I did go out for a little bit of a walk yesterday with the new fancy walker, and it was cold. So I didn't stay out very long. I don't do well with cold weather, and I'm going to enjoy Bethany's trip to Switzerland, but I don't know that I'd want to do it because it's cold over there. I mean, we think they're cold down in the Mediterranean. Look how far north and in the mountains she is compared to where they are down on the Mediterranean coast, and they're freezing. So, all right, guys, thanks for being with me. If you're new to this channel, as always, we appreciate thumbs up. That helps the channel out a lot. It also, folks, it helps anytime you put comments on the live stream, and comments is over and above the chat. There's also comments when you see the stream up again. Feel free to drop in comments about anything. That's fine. That also helps the channel, as do the thumbs up. That helps a lot. And if you have not subscribed, of course, that's the biggie. Consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. That helps the channel a lot. The bell notification tells you when I go live or when I post a video. And hopefully when I get home from PT today, I will have number 7 on my 50 most popular national parks in the USA shorts for YouTube. I'm down. The countdown is down to number 7, and I will get that up this afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. All right, that's going to wrap me up for today, folks. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. Hopefully, I'll see everybody on the seas real soon. This is the old fat travel guy. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.